play a little bit, just kind of. I don't have any of the statistics in front of me, nobody's names, nothing. Just my own impressions of my experience this year since last TDOR. And, is the Transgender Day of Remembrance? Or like the somewhat racist kids who've taken over Saga and run off all the older white people? Is it the Transgender Day of Resilience and only trans lives matter? I'm kind of concerned about the trans lives of the kids not yet born who are born intersex and get carved on more than anything else, more than any of your privileged demands on everybody to, if you don't like transgender people, you suck. Well, hey, you got to make yourself likable, kids. I've done what I can to do that for me and anybody who's decided they want to kind of get in step with me and follow me or walk along the road with me. I'm not really looking to lead anybody. I'm not anybody's baby doll. I'm about to lead prayers, sir. Today's the day that we memorialize the people who were murdered and driven to suicide in the past year by transgender violence. Thank you. I'm not that kind of tranny. I'm a professional woman. I'm peddling art. That's what I do, is peddle art. Art and politics. Art, religion, and politics. That's me. My sexuality died along, I'm pretty much asexual, agender. I'm not trying to pass as a woman or anything like that. I'm a trans feminine intersex person. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. It's the first time I've seen you, Rich Life. This is me. I'm 66 years old on election day. I'm very grateful for the turnout of the queer and I'll entertain flirts on the side in private, but not in the screen. It's not like I'm totally ace. I'm terribly starved for affection. I need somebody to hold me. Just talk to me quietly. Let me jabber a little bit. I end up getting into these real deep conversations with people in the chatter, and it drives me buggy. It just gets me nuts. Let me get back to my lady here and see if I can't warm my head up for this. So like I said, this is totally off the top of my head. I just come off of 10 days of communications nightmares. I don't want to go into it right now. Right up the stream. I'm just gonna keep this short, really. I just want to do I just want to do a little memorial, for Transgender Day of Remembrance. And that's it. And then I'm out of here, and I'll come back later probably. I have a lot of things going on right now. I got flies driving me nuts in here for some reason. I've been cleaning like a bad dog for days. Almost got everything in order. Down to nobody. Still living a rich life. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this shit at all. I don't care. I'm gonna say my prayers. I'm gonna, I need to light my Sabbath candles. We'll turn the camera around so I can see it. Hello. There's one candle. I need to move some things so I can keep turning it. Thank you, Rich. There we go. Okay, we can get the bubble mug out of the way. And there's my little mini altar space for tonight. I have a big altar in another part of the room. I'm what we call an unorthodox Jew. I was bar mitzvah. I was cut on when I'm an intersex person who was cut on as an infant and then forced to be male all my life. And so I was bar mitzvah by a really great rabbi. And I was also given a lot of teaching by some other great rabbis and by Native American medicine people. So I call myself an unorthodox Jew. I'm a practitioner of earth medicine. This is a root-related quartz and what's called a record keeper. If you can see these little marks on this face, I don't know if you can get to it, see it so easily in this light. And it's got rutile crystals included. And the clear quartz, and this is a smoky one, which kind of attenuates the signal a little bit. The clear quartz is a transmitter of clear light energy. And the rutile, when that energy passes through it to your body, it assists us in discerning true from false. And so the rutile, the smoky rutile, is a real nice meditation stone because it's got a softer energy than the real bright quartz. Anyway, I'm going to light my Sabbath candles first. And the prayer for that is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitzanu b'mitzvasa b'tzivanu lahad b'kner shel Shabbat. And then I'm going to light my smudge, some sage, and that we do to the east. And the Hebrew prayer for that, I was taught by an Ojibwe elder to use prayers in my own language for this. And that prayer is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei bitzomim. And then we take the smoke to the sky and to the ground, to the four directions. And lastly, I'm going to read the Kaddish for the dead transgender people. And it's my prayer that this year, specifically on the solstice coming up, which we're going to experience a square of Saturn and Jupiter like has not occurred for hundreds of years. That will, and I'll talk about this when I come back later. I really want to focus on just saying the prayers for our fallen, mostly sisters. I think there was a trans man also, but it was almost all Black trans women. And almost all of them were killed by men they knew. And this is something that the Black community needs to address within itself. The homophobia and transphobia within the Black community in the inner city is some of the worst any demographic in America. People point the finger at the evangelical preachers for causing it so badly in their community. I know that I experienced it here from the Latin community, and am experiencing it now. Now that they're all like tweaking on there's a meth epidemic in my neighborhood. I'm surrounded by tweakers, and they're all homophobic, transphobic. I've been called all sorts of shit I've never been called before in the last 4 days. It's been a real thrill. My computer got attacked. I didn't have any mouse control for about 30 hours before I finally got that back. I've been without a phone for 10 days. I just got that back. Now I can't get any weed because my proprietor's all strung out on it. I got new transphobic neighbors, 3 military brat ladies. One of them must have lost a leg in combat, or worse. You know, I mean, she might have lost it because she's like in a car accident or something. But she lost a leg, and she's been nothing but hostile since she moved in. Hasn't said a word to me. And the other one's intrusive. And transphobic as fuck, keeps calling me sir, and refer to me as he. And I just. Anyway, focus here. You know, the Kaddish, I won't say it I'll read it to you in English, I think. Because it's important that we understand the way the Jews view death. This is as bad as it gets for humans, right here, okay? For the Jew. There are only 2 directions to go from here. Up or to nowhere. We either like move up in this world, come right back to where we were, or fuck up so bad we don't get to reincarnate. This is the way it works, at least the way the Jews see it. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I do not have to stay on this planet if I don't want to. If I'm an accurate channel, I mean, I could be just an imaginative kook. But if I'm accurately channeling, I'm out of here. So I can get on board in spacecraft and go anywhere I want in the local universe. I don't particularly want to do any hyperspace jumps because I don't want to get all chronic symplastic infundibulated by what the gods do. And I ain't going anywhere from, the sun, the moon, the star, the local planets. I'm good with that. Just as long as I'm not stuck here while everybody's fighting. So anyway, the Kaddish is a prayer that really brings that out, that it's about life. It's about living. It's about living life, loving living, and just embracing all creation with everything you have. And when somebody dies, we send them off with, may his great name grow exalted and sanctified. The congregation says amen. In the world that he created as he willed. May he give reign to his kingship in your lifetime and in your days. And in the lifetimes of the entire family of Israel, swiftly and soon. And the congregation responds, amen. And then they also say, may his great name be blessed forever and ever. And the rabbi continues, may his great name be blessed forever and ever. Blessed, praised, glorified, exalted, extolled, mighty, upraised, and lauded. Be the name of the Holy One, blessed be he. And the congregation says, blessed is he. And we don't need that on, this is not Yom Kippur. Beyond any blessing and song, praise, and consolation that are uttered in the world, and now respond, amen, which they do. And upon Israel, and upon the teachers, upon their disciples, and all of their disciples, and upon all those who engage in the study of Torah, who are here or anywhere else, may they and you have abundant peace, grace, kindness, and mercy, long life, ample nourishment, and salvation from before their Father who is in heaven and on earth. And now respond, amen. And may there be abundant peace and life upon us and upon all Israel, including that rogue state, probably especially that rogue state. And now respond, amen. And he who makes peace in his heights, may he in his compassion make peace upon us and upon all Israel and now respond, amen. And we're in very trying times right now. We very decisively rejected the administration of the current president as being way too fascist. And he hasn't admitted it yet. He's not admitted defeat. And it's just nuts. I don't even know what to say about that except pray that, we're the indigenous leaders that I'm in contact with, the true indigenous leaders. I'm totally disenchanted by the people calling themselves Black Liberation Movement under a new name, for one. I'm disenchanted with people calling themselves trans activists who are at each other's throats trying to decide who's right about what's trans between two completely disparate factions, the transsexual people and the gender fluid people, or the bigender, agender, that crowd, the non-binary crowd versus the binary transgender people, leaves people like myself who's not really even I'm intersex. I'm just kind of both, and living with what I was born with, and don't like being in the middle of all this fucking debate. Everybody is what they are, and everybody should, define themselves, wrap themselves in their own little gift wrapping, and everybody else should handle that package with respect. That I'm a trans feminine intersex AMAB, and my pronouns are she, her. I prefer to be called Tommy. I don't like being called ma'am. I prefer sister to that. And whatever you ask me to refer to you as long as you're treating me kindly, I'm going to respect that. Now, if you're like David Price and you're going to attack me constantly, I'm going to attack you back. If I attack you at all, I'm really going to try and just block you out of my reality because you're swine and I'm tossing pearls, and it's just a waste. It's disrespectful to my elders. People like Christine Jorgensen, who, bless her soul, set the stage for, my generation to have a light at the end of the tunnel. And then Tula Cossey Carolyn Cossey come along and shined it brighter for us. April Ashley, all sorts of, not really that many until the 1990s. And then we got all these people that are leading us today. Starting out then, let's start with Lynn Conway. God bless Lynn Conway. You would not be able to connect to each other with your telephones if it wasn't for Lynn Conway's patents. Jen Richards, Kate Bornstein, Sylvia Rivera, Marsha Johnson. They're gone, but you know what I mean. These people, Sylvia and Marsha started the fight, but then they became very, very effective advocates, teaching and just teaching acceptance, teaching how to like each other when, between queers and straight people. This is important. It's very important that queers and straight people learn to get along, because there's going to always be more straight people. It's just the way nature works. And as time goes on, more straight people are discovering that they're not really straight. They're just forcing themselves to be straight. So it's cool. And we need to stop beating on them and let them just find themselves, for one thing. We need to be, instead of fighting the haters who are dwindling on their own, as the legal precedents and the medical discoveries come in, they're totally refuting everything these people are saying about us. And the more they see us in public being ourselves and finding out that we're not all emotional train wrecks and wild sex and or serial killers or any other shit that they have always described transgender people as, we become more accepted. Follow the lead people, parents and their kids in particular, like Debbie Jackson and Avery, like Vanessa, Nick, and what's her son's name is? It's a biblical name. Shit, Noah, I think. What's her name? Corey Mason and her father, her mother that decided to transition. Watch what the really successful youngsters that are making it in performance art and modeling are doing. I mean, yeah, they're privileged and yeah, they're good trans and yeah, they can afford to do this, but they're saying it like it needs to be said. Go look at the Instagram walls today of people like Kim Petras, Capri Culpepper, who the hell else? Maya Henry, up in Toronto or British Columbia or something was at it real hard today. Who else did I see really had some strong words for Transgender Day? Is it remembrance, resilience, or how about a little restitution? You can pay my PayPal for it. No, I need to keep it serious, right? There's not much else to say. I mean, I can pass the mic, but there's nobody here to pass it to. So I think I'm just going to say thank you for coming and bless you as blessed are you for coming and blessed are you going. And may the Lord all bless you on all the days of your life. And that next year is the year that there will be no more murders, not one more of anybody. People will stop killing each other for stupid reasons. And thanks for coming. Happy day. Good night. I'll probably be back later to just fool around. Rock and roll.